In this special episode, we look back on some previous episodes where Ryan has gone in depth on deal structure and gives some invaluable advice that can help anyone listening to this in their own business. I hope you enjoy this special episode. Let us know what you think at RyanOtterX and leave a review.
What's up, podcast? So in this episode, I'm going to take you deep and behind the scenes into, something or a project that I started. It started in my mind a long time ago, but because of the coronavirus, because of what's happening in the economy and the world economic crash, it was perfect timing to deliver this to you guys. So I'm taking you behind the scenes, sharing exactly what I've done in the last few weeks or over the last couple of months to literally spend nearly a month to put together something for you guys completely free, which will help anybody who wants to invest in property. You can actually, it's basically gonna show you how to get rich from property. There's no other way that I can say it right now in 2020 as we're getting into and deeper in the economic crash. So I decided to start this project for you guys. It's really me just putting together the best strategies which work right now in 2020 in the heart of the coronavirus, where I can just restructure what I'm doing to get it all out of my head and literally on paper, on the internet, on YouTube, recorded, documented, everything else. So you guys can just literally put your name in, put your email in, click the link, and then consume that content, which will give you all the ideas that you need, all the confidence that you need. Damn. I mean, it really is fire. And I've literally spent probably, my team have probably spent, without thinking time and everything else, and planning and structuring everything else, probably about a month's worth of work has gone into it. Fuck. A month's worth of work. And you know what's really funny? It's absolutely free. There's no back-end upsell. There's no, mentoring program on the back end. I mean, like some of these other people, what they're doing everywhere on every corner of the internet. There's none of that crap. It's just literally me just giving back to you guys, saying thank you to everybody listening to this podcast, everybody who follows my content, and anybody that wants to literally change their life for the better. Anybody looking to replace their salary, anybody looking to, get their time back so they no longer have to exchange their time for money. I mean, damn. You want your time back so you can do whatever you want with your family, okay? Instead of having to literally exchange your time for money. So that's the reason why part of the reason why I put this together. Just to give something to you guys so you can understand exactly what investors are doing right now. I mean, serious investors, not somebody who just started out in property. I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years now, since the millennium, when I first started to invest in property in the millennium, okay? Now, actually going back to the millennium, let me think about that. That was a 2-bedroom flat that I bought. I've just remembered. It was a 2-bedroom flat that I bought, and I couldn't even get a mortgage because of my position. I was studying, I was at university, etc. I didn't have, the pay slips and everything else that you need, and I was young, and I used a mortgage host back then. I'll probably go in depth about that in another episode. It's just giving me an idea to, I'll share that in another episode with you guys where I can go a lot deeper. But staying on track today, I just want to talk to you about literally what's been happening, what I've been doing behind the scenes to put this together for you guys so you can actually see everything going on behind the scenes. If you're inside already, and if you're not inside this program, which is 100% free, then it's going to give you some ideas, give you maybe some inspiration, give you maybe the confidence to obviously head over to the URL, put your name and email in, join, and get instant access to this content, this training. And once again, it's 100% free, so there's no risk for you guys. Okay, so what have I been doing? I've literally put together this, it's a crash course. I've called it a property crash course. Now, I think the name is appropriate. I think the name's fantastic. I think it's perfect for the timing right now in this economic crash. So you guys can literally get everything that you need. So, it literally goes through five main things which worked in the aftermath of the 2008 crash, and they're working right now in 2020. Now we're entering this new period of uncertainty. So these strategies only work in a climate like this. Now, there's obviously pros and cons to that, but the good thing about that is right now, it's possible to buy a property for £1. Now, you probably think that's a bit crazy if you're not an investor, or you're not already doing deals, or you're not in this circle, or you're not familiar with the terminology and what's possible, which is fine if you're just starting out. But obviously, if you're not just starting out, then you completely understand that it is possible to buy a property for £1. Now, I go into this in a lot more depth when you head over to propertycrashcourse.com. Everything is there that you guys need. So just head across, put your name, put your email in, and it'll give you instant access to this training. And like I said, it's 100% free. So it will teach you how to buy a property for £1 with no mortgage deposit. I mean, you don't need any credit. It really doesn't matter, okay? It's literally a very, very simple concept when you understand how it works. Anybody who hasn't used it before or is not familiar will say it's not possible. And then also, it shows you how to find properties with £25,000 to up to £50,000 instant equity that you can lock in on day one. And again, it doesn't cost you any more than £1 to lock in this instant equity. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy when you sit here now and just think about it. I'm thinking to myself, buying a property for £1. I completely understand and know how I felt before I knew this was possible, before I did any of these deals, which would have been somewhere around 2007, 2008 off the top of my head. Probably one of the first deals that I did like this, if I'm thinking back correctly. It would have been, around the aftermath of the 2007, 2008 crash when we first got into this, okay? Now, I was in this program, I put together how you can buy properties today, right? But then pay for them later. So imagine that, buying a property today, but paying for it later when it's worth a lot more. So buying as the market's falling, or as the market's crashing, or as the prices are declining, but then pay for the property later, and only pay for it later when it's worth thousands and thousands more. I mean, if anybody doesn't understand how fantastic that is and how amazing it is to be a property investor right now with all of these creative tools. I mean, these are only 5 which I'm sharing with you guys that work right now, and I put them all together so you can have them on your phone, in your ear, just listen to them, or just download them to give you basically everything that you need to have the confidence that you can actually go out and start doing this, okay? And then another strategy which works right now is renting HMOs. Renting student properties, and renting any property at all, but with a difference, up to 75% below the market rent. I mean, that's madness. Who would think that's possible, to go out right now and see a property and rent it for up to 75% below the market rent? I'm doing these deals now. I've done these deals before. I did some of these deals at the end of last year in a portfolio that I took over. Again, it works right now. It's timing in the market. You'll be when you get inside and understand that, it's fantastic for anyone who just wants to get started. If you can imagine, if you just want to get into property now, you can just go and rent a property and then rent it for a lot more. So you just go and rent a property, which everybody could do in a few hours. Go on the internet, go onto Rightmove, or go onto Gumtree, or go onto OpenRent, or any other platform you prefer. Find the property, arrange the viewing, go and see it, say, yes, I like it, send them the money, enter the contract, and then boom, you're off. That's it. It really is that simple. Of course, there's certain things you have in the contract which just gives you the permission and the consent that you can then re-rent that property to somebody else. It really is that simple. But the twist is that you can get it for up to 75% below the market rent. So let's just imagine, instead of it costing 1,000 local market rent, you could get it for, say, 250. Even if you got it for 500, that is a massive margin of 500 to 750 pounds every single month, which is more than the landlord would be making anyway right now, or even for the last 5, 10, or even 20 years. There's not many landlords that are making more than 5 or 750 pounds a month on top of all of their expenses and maintenance costs and running costs and things like that. So I want you guys to head over there. It's propertycrashcourse.com. Put your name in, put your email in, jump inside, listen to all of the training in there, and seriously, just let me know what you think. It's completely free, guys, okay? And then another strategy, which is included in these 5 tactics you need right now, which is raising money from other people's properties that you rent. So let's just put that into perspective of what that means. Raising money on a property that you've rented that you don't even own. Raising money from other people's properties that you rent. It doesn't even make sense when I say it to myself again and again and again. Does it make sense to you guys? Raising money on somebody else's property that you don't even own. It seems like madness. Again, anybody else on the outside would not think this is possible because they just don't understand. And what you don't understand, naturally you would think it's not possible because you've never seen it done, or you've never done it, or you've never known anybody else to do it. And it just sounds too out there, like that's just impossible. They're just lying. They're just lying. They just made that crap up. Absolutely no way. We're doing it. We've been doing it for a long time. Raising up to £14,000 from a property that you have just rented. If you're an entrepreneur looking for the easiest and fastest way to replace your salary in 2020 using the latest property investment strategies that are built for the now, which enable you to replace the average salary, I'm talking about around £28,000 a year. That's without buying a single property. So that you can get your time back to spend those important moments with your spouse, with your family, with your children, and start earning what you're worth. Now, I created a 90-minute free training program that you can all watch right now. It's 100% free. Now, it walks you through a property investment strategy that enables you to pay the landlord £1,000 in rent per calendar month and collect around £3,000 in rent per calendar month. Now, this means you get to ethically keep that uplift, which is around £2,000 every single month per property. Now, if that's something that your family would benefit from, you should head over to www.perfectpropertydeal.com. That's perfectpropertydeal.com and watch my free training while it's still up. If you need any money to get started, if you need get started cash, if you need to prop up your business, if you need to reinvest that money into some cash flowing deals, which is exactly what I've always used that strategy for, not to buy dumb shit and go and put, 6 months down on a flipping Lamborghini that you lease, or a new car or something else, or a luxury holiday. Well, you can't even travel now anyway, so there'll be no holidays. But you use it wisely. It's money that you have to pay back. But if you can borrow it at 0% interest and get it like that by understanding this strategy, and then you move it into something else that's more profitable. Let's say you move it into more of these deals that I talk about, because they do need some money up front. They do need some mortgages or rents paid in advance. They do need some deposits paid. They do need some furnishing or dressing or styling. So there is some costs, of course. But you're going into business. Whatever strategy you choose is a business. So there is some costs, of course. If this shows you a way or a path or a strategy or a tactic that enables you to borrow all of the money that you need, 100% of the money, at 0% interest, why would you not use this strategy? Only if you're mad. Of course you would use this strategy. And again, if you go over to propertycrashcourse.com, put your name, put your email in, I will walk you through, take you deep into exactly how to do these 5 things. Buy a property for £1, find properties with 25 to 50,000 pounds equity in, buy properties today, but don't pay for them until they're worth a lot more later. In 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years later, I'm talking about. And then renting student properties, HMO properties, any properties up to 75% below the market rent. That's massive cash flow. And then raising money up to £14,000 that I've done from properties that you rent. I want to make sure that you guys have got everything you need, all the tools right now in this climate, so you can obviously, achieve whatever goal it is you're looking to achieve. That's what I'm here for, to help any of you guys with that. This has actually taken me probably about a month of actual time with me and my team actually putting this together. I mean, it wasn't easy, and it's not even for sale. It doesn't make any money. It doesn't generate any money. It doesn't make any profit. It's just an exercise that I've done and put together to give away to you guys and anybody else who's looking basically for other ways to make money right now. Property is my vehicle. I've been in property since the millennium. I enjoy it. I'm passionate about it. It has its ups and downs and peaks and troughs and booms and busts and recessions that I've been through, all of them since the millennium. Way before many of you guys on here even got started in property as well. You know, that's 20 years. And what I've learned over those 20 years is there's hundreds of strategies. There's hundreds of ways to make money from property. And it just comes down to timing and what you're like as well. What you prefer. You may prefer to have lots of customers, dealing with lots of people. You may prefer to just work on one big project once a year, something big that you develop. You only work with a very small handful of people, and that might be what you prefer. But there's so many different strategies, okay? But it all comes down to timing. Right now, these 5 strategies that I'm sharing with you here and I've put together in this property crash course are built for the now. They're not built for last year. They're not built for 2019. Not built for a trend that everybody's jumping on. They're not built for something that everybody's exhausted, all of these guru course sellers. Fuck that. It's nothing to do with that. This is what works right now. And we had to pivot my company, and this is exactly what we're doing. This is what I did in the aftermath of the 2008 crash. I've used some of these strategies before the 2008 crash, and it's come around again where they work right now. But damn, it wasn't easy at all. I mean, I've literally had to record everything. So behind the scenes, I've been recording everything, sitting here in my office, documenting everything, putting some training together, putting this program together, trying to give you guys as much value as possible from doing these types of deals and sharing with you how it works and, you know, when you can do it and the negative consequences, the positive opportunities relating to that strategy and, you know, what is it all about so you guys know enough about it and all of those things. How does it work? The tactics and strategies. Oh my God. It's been a lot of work, to be honest, and I've had to create this, everything. I've created everything from scratch. So if you can imagine, if I go back to the start, I've recorded and documented all of the content for you guys. And then I've had to record videos on YouTube and send that off to my team. That's been a challenge alone, especially with the distancing, especially with the social distancing. And, you know, my guy that I use, he works or he's at university. So it's got all of the tech, all of the stuff that he needs, all of the programs, all of the devices, the computers, everything, the software in the university. And what's happened? The university's closed. So he's literally working on his laptop at home, producing the videos, producing the audio, producing the visuals and the sound effects and everything else that goes with creating something of value that I can, be proud about and deliver to you guys. So that's been challenging alone. And then there's the ClickFunnels. We use ClickFunnels to deliver this to you guys. I've got a membership site in there I've had for, a long time now. Again, we don't charge anybody for that. It's to teach and to train our partners, our joint venture partners that we find. We teach them everything they need to know about making money from property. They then go out and find the deals with my help, my support, me mentoring them. And again, we don't charge them anything. We partner with them. And then I put all the funds in and help them close the deal and basically hold their hand all the way and help them build their own profitable property portfolios in different cities around the UK. And right now in 2020, we're in 5 different cities in the UK. The last time I checked, maybe more. We're branching out into another one now, but we haven't got any deals there yet. So we're now in 5 independent cities. So this works. So I've got a membership site, which is in ClickFunnels, and trust me, that's been a nightmare alone. I haven't built anything in ClickFunnels for a long time, and there's been landing pages that I've got to build to house all of this content and to get you guys to put your name and email in at the start, and that has been a struggle alone, especially when you're going back to it when you haven't done it for a long time. But I know it's worth it, and I know you guys will get value from it. And then it's linking everything in ClickFunnels to GoDaddy, the hosting, and everything else. There's so many moving parts, and then linking all of that to Aweber, which is what delivers the content to you guys in the emails, and writing all the email sequences and the different strategies and structures, and then the content that goes with it, and the proofreaders, because I am diabolical at writing. Spelling, punctuation, grammar. It's never been good, and it's never getting any better. So everything I send out goes off to Josie, my proofreader. She's been doing it for probably, 8-9 years, somewhere around there. Everything goes to her before any of you guys see it. If you ever see anything that's got spelling mistakes and punctuation, it just means that I had to send you something at that time. And that's me. It's shocking. It really is. But it is so rewarding at the same time. I mean, putting together the Facebook group. We've put together a brand new Facebook group for all of you guys, everybody that comes in, and the emails that you get, and the strategies that I share and the tactics I share at propertycrashcourse.com, where you get to buy a property for £1, find properties with 25 to 50,000 pounds of equity in, buy properties today and don't pay for them until later when they're worth more. And then renting HMOs, renting student properties up to 75% below the market rent. That's massive cash flow. And then raising money up to about £14,000 from a property that you rent. That's what I've been working on, and that's why it's rewarding. But again, the Facebook group, it's sent out with every email, so all of you guys get to ask questions about every single strategy, every single tactic that I'll be answering just for you guys, because I want all of you to get as much value from this as possible. So I've put a lot of work into it, with me talking and structuring things and going through deals that we've done recently and old deals that we've done as well, and why it's the right time to do this. So I just want to make sure that all of you guys are making the most of, the time that you have at home now, making the most of the time that you have off. Some people are getting paid, some people aren't. It's tough times out there. But this stuff doesn't need to be expensive. You don't need to go and spend thousands to buy this stuff. Information is free if you know where to look for it. There's so many podcasts out there now. There's so many good people in the market, in the industry, that have no agenda to sell you something else later. So they only sell you up to level 10 in their value ladder. And they just want you to come in and get something free at the start, so then they can sell you something later. That's not really, well, I understand that's business, but when you don't rely on selling courses to make money, when you're actually doing or if you were doing what the course teaches yourself, if you're actually doing those deals, you wouldn't need to sell courses to people to pay your bills or for you to live that lifestyle. Because you'd be making your money somewhere else instead of relying on selling information so that other people can buy the information. So maybe you don't have to actually do the deals, or maybe you just do one deal and then you sell the strategy of how to do the one deal, but make more money off selling the information on how you did the deal instead of making money off of actually doing the deals. That's where I'm the opposite way around. Doing the deals, making money from the deals. That's why this is free. 100% free. Damn, I put my best content out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week on this podcast, just to help you guys as much as I can, because I don't need to monetize my audience. I don't need to make money from my audience. I make money elsewhere in my business, from my property portfolio, from other investments that I've got, from other sources of income. So right now, guys, this is completely free. I just want you to head over propertycrashcourse.com, listen to the training, let me know what you think, ask questions, join the Facebook group. It's in the link. When the training is delivered, join the group, ask questions so I can help you guys with anything that you need. If you really want to make a success, if you really want to replace your salary, if you really want to get your time back, if you really want to provide for your family right now when they need you the most. I want to be the one that has shown you the path of how you can actually do that, and it doesn't cost you anything at all. I hope you get some value from this episode. I would love to hear your thoughts, so hit me up in the review. Let me know what you think about this. Leave your review on Apple Podcasts. Let me know what you think about this episode. And I'll see you on the next episode. In these uncertain and difficult times, having the right tactics and strategies at the right time is how anybody gets to secure their financial future. The largest transfer of wealth is happening right now. I want to give you all the resources and the reassurance at no cost that guarantees you will win and profit from the property and economic crash today. Imagine what your business and your life will look like when you use the right tactics and strategies to pull you and your family through these difficult times, which is exactly what these tactics did for me and my clients and my loved ones after the 2008 crash. Now, I completely understand that money will be harder to find, which is why these strategies I'm giving you are no money down or very little money down, so minimal risk. And you don't even need to buy a single property to earn an additional £1,000 plus per calendar month and a 5 or even a 6-figure lump sum when the economy bounces back. Today you can get this training and the advantage for free that the so-called gurus would charge you thousands of pounds for. Just visit www.propertycrashcourse.com so you have all the tools, the tactics, the resources, and the reassurance to keep the cash flowing into your family and your business when you understand exactly how to profit in a property and economic crash. My friends, don't lose your advantage by doing nothing after listening to this talk. Let me ask you a question. Are you and your family prepared for when the economy crashes and your bank balance goes to zero? In the aftermath of the 2008 property crash, I held a keynote talk in Piccadilly around property investment tactics that work when the economy crashes. And these tactics saved me in the 2008 crash. Let me share them with you real quickly. The first one is buying properties for £1 without getting a mortgage, without putting a deposit down, and without any credit whatsoever. The next strategy is finding properties with £25,000 to £50,000 of instant equity. The next strategy is buying a property today and paying for the property later when it's worth more, a lot more in the future. The next strategy is renting HMOs and student properties and any properties up to 75% below the market rent. This gives you massive cash flow right now. And then the next strategy is raising from £4,000 to £14,000 from properties that you just rent. This can be used as get started cash for whatever you want in your business. Now, I created a free training to walk you through the only strategies that will save your bank balance from going to zero. I'm serious. If you just go to www.propertycrashcourse.com and tell me where to send this free training. Okay, I think we're ready now. Let me just check something. Yeah, I'm still here. Brilliant. I'm back. Good. Right, here we go. So let's go live. I'm going to hit live on the other platforms. And then we are good to go. Okay. Here we go. Okay, brilliant. So we're live now. Live on Facebook, some Facebook groups, some Facebook pages. We're also live on TikTok over here. And then it's restreamed on multiple other platforms at the same time. So what is this all about? Okay, now this particular live, I'm literally going to share with you guys a live deal structure to show you where the money is in this particular deal. Okay, this is part of on my podcast. It's called It's Just Business. Every Wednesday, I show you the money with deal structuring deals, your deals, my deals, other investors' deals. People call in with deals, people email deals, people send deals to us on our private Facebook group. It's a community. It's very simple. If you want to join it, all you need to do is go to www.propertycrashcourse.com. It's 100% free. Every week we go through a new deal and a new deal structure. Deals that I've done, deals that I'm helping other people with to show them where the money is in their deal. Okay, so how to earn £2,378 a month from a property that you rent, okay? Now, this is a live deal that we've just done, guys, okay? This is a live deal that we've just done. We're in May now, and it's happened now. Literally, yesterday was the day that it was all agreed, and the deal is going through. Dotting the I's and the T's, etc., to tying up all the loose ends. This is a new deal we've just done in the heart of the pandemic. In the heart of the pandemic. Anybody who tells you they can't find property deals right now is lying, or they're doing something wrong. Anybody that says this can't be done is lying or doing something wrong, or they're just trying to sell you some overcomplicated crap to make you think that you need them or you need to buy their training or something like that. We don't do any training. We don't offer any training. We don't sell any training. We're not a training company. We're doing these deals in all markets, in all cycles, in all climates. We're doing these deals, okay? We make money from doing the deals, not selling the how to do the deals. Maybe you're wondering, why are we streaming this? Why are we on social? Why are we on Facebook? Why are we on Twitter? Why are we on TikTok? Why are we in the Facebook group? Why is this streamed everywhere? It creates a bigger network. It's free branding for my company. It finds investors like yourselves that we give everything to get you up to speed, and then you bring deals to me, to my company. You come to me with partnerships. You come to me when you need funding. You come to me when you need your deal structuring, and we work together. That's the truth. That's why I'm giving this content away for free, giving this information away for free, teaching all of you guys here 100% free. We don't sell any shitty courses or anything like that. It's completely free. You go and find your own deals. We're happy to help you along your journey, and then we'll come together at some point. Maybe you need some help. Maybe you need some money. Maybe you need a joint venture. Maybe you need something that you guys will probably need, and you will think, hold on a minute. Where did I get all of this information from? Where did I get all this help from? Who supported me the most? Who hasn't charged me anything? Who hasn't tried to sell me some crappy little course? Okay? We don't sell courses. Here to help you guys. That's the reason behind this. If you're wondering, an objection, well, why would you be giving this away for free? Anyway, let me take you deep into this particular deal. Okay? It's a deal that I've just done in my company. Okay? I'm showing you how it's worth a headline figure of £2,378 £378 every single month. I'm going to break down exactly how I found the deal, how I put the deal together, and why it's worth that amount of money. Okay, so first of all, well, now you guys know what this is all about. How to make, £2,300 a month from a property that you rent. You don't have to buy it. You don't need a mortgage. You haven't got to put big amounts of money down. I'll show and share with you exactly how much money I put down on this particular deal as I walk you through it step by step, live right now. I have my pen. I have my calculator. I have some paper. That's all the notes I've got so far. And it's just live. I'm going to show you exactly how I put the deal together, how I found it, how I structured it, where the money is, how you guys can do the same. Okay? This is not rocket science. It can be done right now, even during the pandemic. Forget buying some overpriced shitty course that you need. Just forget that. They make it very, very overcomplicated. They overcomplicate it deliberately to make you guys think that you need to buy some super duper all bells and whistles and overpriced thing and join this thing and pay this mastermind and do this mentorship and all that crap. Forget that. You don't need any of that. I will help you guys. And you've got Google. Google, as Gary Vee says. Just fucking Google it. You can Google it. You can Google most of it. Anyway, here we go. So, how does this work? Finding a property that you can rent and finding properties. This particular property I'm sharing with you right now is actually 73.67% below the market rent. Did you hear that? It's 73.67% below the market rent. That's no lie. It's below the market rent. If you want to learn how to get properties right now, nearly 75% below the market rent, and you can re-rent them, sublet them ethically with consent from the landlord, and this is from an estate agent, with consent, then you're in the right place. Okay, so let me walk you through the numbers. Let me just take you straight into the numbers. Okay, so there's a property which had tenants in. Okay, let me give you some background, some context. The property had tenants in. Okay, this is a 6-bedroom property, right? 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And guess where the property is? In a university city. It's in a university city. So this property was set up for students. It's a HMO. That means house of multiple occupation, multiple occupancy. Okay, it's a shared house, fully licensed, all the bells and whistles, everything's already done. No conversions, no applying to the council for licenses. You don't need to do anything at all. All done, wrapped up with a pretty bow, like a nice little cake. And it's like, here's the deal, okay? It's just handed to you. Here's the deal, all done. No need to convert it, no need to do any work, no need to apply for council planning permissions, Article 4, all this other crap. Just forget that. No need to put fire doors in, main smoke alarms and all of that crap. Just forget that. This has already been done. You're getting the deal on a platter, already done, ready to go, just for you. Like a little cake. There you go. Already done, okay? Who wants deals like this? Because I don't want to put all the work in, put all the time in, put all the effort in, find the property, buy the property, put loads of money in, mortgage deposits, solicitors, all of the other crap that goes with it, the risk that the market might rise, it might stay the same, it might fall, it might crash, and you've lost money, and then it takes 3 months to buy it, then all the other crap, then you've got to spend all the money. Forget that. You don't need to do any of that. Wait for somebody who's already done it. This is how we find the deals. Already done it. It's already wrapped up with a pretty bow. Like this cake. Yeah? Like this cake. Already wrapped up like a cake. Boom. Okay, so here we go. Let's go into this in a bit more depth. So this is a 6-bedroom, fully licensed student property. It's very simple. It's just a student property. Okay? Student property. Already done. 6 bedrooms. Now, this used to rent for, the local market rent in this particular city by the uni is just under £550 per calendar month. Now, those figures are set because the agents know they can achieve that because the prices that the university halls charge per month is normally in the region of where the local agents will set. It's like price fixing. Price fixing? That's not really good, is it? It's like price fixing. What the agents do, not what we do. That's how they normally get this figure of where the room rent is for students. Price fixing, okay? Right, so anyway, forget that. And it's £538, okay? So £538 per calendar month. If you multiply that right now on a calculator, 538 per calendar month. Times that by 6 rooms equals 3,228. I'm going to show you that. £3,228 every single month. That's what this property will rent for and used to rent for when the group of 6 tenants moved into this particular property around about June or September of last year, the year before, okay? Remember that figure, £3,228. Now I'm going to show you how we got that property for... I shouldn't even say it out loud. I'm going to show you. Can you see that? That's how much we paid for this property. Can you see that? Actually, the podcast, I need to share with you guys because this is on the podcast as well. It's 850. I'm going to have to whisper it because it's actually quite abusive, this figure. 850 per calendar month. 850. Okay, so what's the difference? 3,228 that this 6-bedroom property rented for, okay, down to 850. 2,378. Boom. That's where we got the number from. 2,378, which is exactly what the title of this talk is called. How to earn £2,378 per calendar month from a property that you rent. Have you got that? Brilliant. Okay, let's go. So, 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 538 a room, 6 rooms, 3228 rental money coming in, okay? We pay $850. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it as well and how we did it, how you can do it, how we structure it, and everything else that you need in between. So don't go anywhere. Make sure, guys, any of you guys, you want to find out more, there's nothing for sale. Just want to put that out there. There's nothing for sale. We don't sell anything. We don't sell any training. We don't sell any crap, these courses, things. We're just showing you guys how to make money from property because you will find some deals and you'll bring some of those deals back to me, back to my company, for me to structure them, to joint venture with me, for me to put the money in, to me to fund them, to finance them, to deal with the problems, the challenges, unravel them, and just help you. And we'll do some joint ventures together. We'll do some deals together. That's why I'm here doing this. In case you had any objections, wondering why the hell is this guy doing this? What's he trying to sell? Get that crap out the way so you can just listen and understand exactly how to make money from property right now today. Just right now today, okay? Just get that out of the way. Just get it out of the way straight away. There's nothing for sale. If you go across to www.propertycrashcourse.com, you'll join a private community that I have. This is just a taster of one deal. It's a brand new private community where I bring you more value than this every single day. Call it free mentoring. Call it free coaching. Call it free money. Call it free business advice. Just call it whatever you want, just so you guys know it's 100% free. So make sure you go there, propertycrashcourse.com, so you can get instant updates whenever these go live. The second these go live, and I have one that goes live 5 days a week. 5 days a week, okay? When you're in this brand new community. Anyway, let's get back into the numbers for this deal. Whew. Actually, I need a little sip. Vitamin C. Let's have some vitamin C. Hold on one second. I get so excited, I have to slow myself down so you can hear me properly, so I'm not just rambling, talking fast, excited, property, money, business. Just slow down a little bit, Ryan. Okay, anyway, so £2,378 every single month this property makes. Let me give you the background. This was rented to a group of students. This only works right now, guys, so you have to be quick. You have to be quick if you want to do this. This strategy, one strategy, is great for now, right now. Okay, group of students. Oh, what's happened? The live just stopped. The live just stopped. 1 second, guys. One of the platforms, technical issue. The live just stopped. Ah, we don't like that. Just stay there for a second, guys. I'm just going to fix this problem because the live on another platform has just stopped. So, restricted. I'm just going to reboot the live. Sorry, one of the lives has gone off. I'm going to turn it back on. The stream unexpectedly ended. 1 second, guys. I'm coming back. The stream unexpectedly ended. Hold on a second. I'm coming back. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Woo. How do we get back? 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 Delete video, return to page. View post. Just trying to get back to the page so I can kickstart the live. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me a second. What's going on? View post. It's not letting me. Stream health. Let's have a look. Your live ended because no video data. Your live ended because no video data has been received for several minutes. We don't like that. We don't like that. Okay, what I'm going to do is, bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to go over across to an alternative, internet. Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. I think we're back. Are we back? Are we back? I think it's back. Can we continue? Sorry guys about this. Okay, I think it is dead. I might just continue here. I think it's dead. Okay, I'm going to continue for you guys here on this platform over here because it's not coming back. Something's happened. The live stream is gone. We've lost it. We've lost it. So it doesn't come back in a few seconds. I'm going to give it about 5 more seconds. I'm going to continue with this for you guys, okay? Sebastian, Catrap, Safeful, Mac, Sebastii, Miam, Rox, Vishy, all of you guys. I can see you guys here. Thanks for bearing with me. We've lost the live over here. Okay, let's just get back to the live streams that we do have. So, Adam, I want you to make sure you edit that section out when it goes on a podcast because we've had like a glitch for like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that. So, Adam, make sure you lose that section out where we dropped the live and had to pause everything. It's actually refreshing now, so let's have a look to see if this is fixed. We did a big refresh. Just a few seconds. Come on. We did a big refresh. Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Oh, this is not good. Internet problems. Okay. Right. It's come back. It's come back. Hello, Amar. Thanks for joining us. We just got a technical challenge right now, and I can show you how we're earning, or you can earn £2,378 a month from a property that you rent. There. So, an overview of this property. It rents for £538 a room. There's 6 rooms. That works out at £3,228 a month, okay? We secured this property at £850 a month, which means it leaves us a gross profit of £2,378 a month, okay? Now, how did we find this property? This property was with a letting agent. So a letting agent had already let this property the student year before, okay, September, the group of students obviously got into some financial trouble, combined with the university is now finished because of the pandemic. So everybody has gone home. There was no need for the students to stay in the property. So they've all gone back home. They've all left. The uni's closed. So these group of students, these tenants have left. Okay, there was 2 left the other day. So they're all leaving slowly, going back home. Okay, so that means the property would be empty. The student year doesn't start again until September. So the property would be empty from now to September. There's no way a landlord or a letting agency can rent the property to a new group of students now, because nobody wants to pay now and nobody would start a contract now because their uni course starts in September. Okay, so what does that mean? What it means for you, all of you guys listening to this right now, is there's massive opportunities in the market right now, even during the pandemic. Don't worry about what anybody else says. This can't be done. You can't make any money. Everything's closed. We're still making money. This is a deal that my company just done and entered into yesterday. We've just done this deal yesterday. This is not a new deal for us, or not a new strategy. This is a new deal, sorry, but it's not a new strategy. We've been doing it before. We've been doing it we've been doing it last year. We've been doing it before then. We've got multiple properties like this. The landlords or the investors, they buy them, they put the deposits in, they put all the money in, they do all the work, they get the license, they apply to the council, they find things and everything else, refurbish them, so they're fantastic, and then they bring them to us on a pretty little bow, all wrapped up like a little cake, when they're all nice and everything's done, and we just rent them. And we get to rent them way below the market rent. This particular property is 73.67 below the market rent. Why is that? We only got it at that rate of £850 because otherwise it would sit empty until September. What landlord would want their property to sit empty until September? Not many. On top of what they're losing in rent, they obviously have to pay their mortgage. On top of that, they have to pay for the utilities. If it sits there empty, council tax still needs to be paid. Internet, Wi-Fi still needs to be paid. The water needs to be paid. There's electricity standing charges and things like that. That all needs to be paid. Nice to have you on here. Eat Pure Organic 01. Tag 20, Tag 2020. Ragnar, Miles, Amar, Labisha, Sabasai, Sinful, Katrap, Siavnu Hinda Suviaku, Mimarox, Vichy, Iribak, Sabasi, Peggy, Calm. There's lots of you guys. Nice to have all of you on here, okay? Hope that you guys are getting some value from this talk. So, the landlord doesn't want the property to sit empty. So what do? We let agents and estate agents know that we're happy to rent any property they have that is empty like this. Anything empty that you have. And we particularly ask for student properties, shared properties, because we know as investors that the property, oh, brilliant, Tag, really appreciate that. Tag has just shared this live, okay? So Tag, we really appreciate that. What I'm going to do for you, Tag, is I'm going to help you at a much deeper level for sharing this live, okay? So anybody who shares it, I'm going to give you something free, a free gift, okay, that you're going to love. It's going to help you make money and help you go forward faster, help you turn this into a real business, help you replace your salary. So I really appreciate that. Tag 2020 has shared this. Tag, make sure that you send us your email address. We're going to do something special for you because you shared this, okay? So just make sure you've sent it to me as a message or you post it here in the chat, something like that. So we'll make sure we do something special for you. Brilliant, Tag. Appreciate that. The hearts and everything else. Brilliant. And Sabasii as well has shared the live. Really appreciate that. Any of you guys want to share the live with your network, with your friends, I'm going to do something special for every single one of you to help you make this a real success. You know, learn some property tactics that work right now and you don't need any money. You can buy a house for £1. It's something completely different, but it works right now. There's 5 tactics that work right now. I'm going to give all 5 to you guys, which are talks that I held to investors, to entrepreneurs, to business people with the only strategies that work right now in this pandemic. I'm going to give it all to all of you guys for free in a second. Just bear with me, but make sure you've sent me your email address so I can do a lot more for you guys. And if any of you want to get on a live call, like a live mastermind session, so we can go deeper into this, it's completely free. Make sure you send me your email. Make sure you've put it in the comments. Send it to me, guys, or your handle, however I can get hold of you, and I will put you on a live mastermind call. So you get to ask questions live. We'll do it over Zoom, something like that, so we can go deeper. So anything else that you need to know so you can, make this a real success, I want to help you and be responsible for that, okay? So it's just show you how much I really appreciate all of you guys on here sharing this live with your network, with your friends on whatever social platform you're on, okay? That's brilliant. So back to the deal. So it makes £2,378 a month, this property. And it's only because, this is very important, the timing. Everything is about timing. If you can imagine, if you went in September and said, before September, if you went in, because the student year starts in September, you don't get these deals at any other point in the year, okay? You don't get these deals at any other point because there's no landlord that could get, £3,228 a month for his property, which they do get. There's no way he's going to let it or rent it to me or to you for 73.67 below the market rent at £850. It's just unheard of. He wouldn't do it because there's enough students at that time to rent the property. When the student year has started, the further you get into the student year, when they haven't found a tenant, is the more motivated they are to rent the property to you, to my company, to me, because the students are all in. Otherwise, the consequence will be the property sits empty all the way until next September, which costs them a fortune every single month. So that's the reason why this works. And because of what's happened with the pandemic, it's a terrible thing, of course, the pandemic. My thoughts and prayers go out to the families and friends and loved ones who are suffering or who's died or who's got the virus or, their life has been impacted in a negative way because of it. That's terrible. That's horrendous. That's completely out of my control. I'm talking about how you can still profit during the pandemic or get rich during the pandemic. And I said it. Rich and pandemic in the same sentence. Some people won't like that, won't like to hear that, okay? But it's a completely separate thing. But there's opportunities to be made. It's created more opportunities, and I want to help you guys. Plain Cocaine 365. Nice to have you on here. Brilliant name. And I just want to help you guys to show you where the money is, to show you where the money is in these deals, to show you what to look for. I mean, if one of these deals that you got just from listening to this talk, and it helps you replace your salary right now, then that's just fantastic. That's just amazing. Okay, so it only works at certain times of the year when all the students are in. Okay, so right now, this landlord, all the students have left because they've run out of money and the college and the unis have cancelled all the courses. They don't need to be here, okay? Maybe their funding's gone and everything else, but they've left. Because they've left, the property would sit empty now. Zubs, nice to have you on here. 1698. Is that your date of birth? 1698? Of course not. So, they don't want the property sitting empty. It would cost them a fortune to sit empty. That's the only reason why they've accepted our offer at £850 a month. So that means 3228 is what it used to rent for, okay? 3228 minus 850, what we now pay, what you could pay if you find these in your own city, is generating £2,378 gross profit per calendar month if we rented it at that price. Now the reality is we're not going to get 538 a room. That's the reality, okay? So 538 is what they used to get. The reality is we're not going to get 538 a room, okay? Right now we've got the rooms listed at 450, okay? So in reality, because of the climate, the time of year, we want to get them rented fast. So before we start paying, we want to have already found the tenant, so it doesn't cost us any money at all. If we held out for the 538, we may not rent all the rooms and then we lose money. So we bring them down to 450 right now. It's aggressive, it's low, but we know we list the advert, we'll have a dozen people interested in the 6 rooms across probably the next 7 days at the absolute most, okay? So 450, let's look at the numbers. 450 times by 6, that's 2,700, okay? 2,700. 2,700 minus what we paid, it's 850, is 1,850 profit. 1,850, that's the gross profit, okay? 1,850. Painkiller 3, brilliant name. Nice to have you on here. So that would make a gross profit every single month of 1,850. Now there is some expenses to pay out of that. There is some bills and things to pay out of that. Now you could charge the tenants or charge them a bit more, but in this climate right now, we're including the bills, okay? So take off, say, 300, okay? So if you minus 300 from that, it leaves 1,550 pounds, okay? Now that property will make us the net figure of 1,550 pounds right now, okay? Now that's only because it would make a lot more, but because of the market, we got it lower. Because of the market we're going to put it into to rent it, it needs to be lower. Now the trick is there is no students, so you don't go to the student market. This is the tactic. This is the switch. This is the trick. You take that property out of the student market and you now rent it to professionals. So you now find professionals. It's advertised as a professional room, okay? Or even stroke mature student, but there's not many around, so professional room. So you take it out of the student market, Amar, nice to have you on here, and you put it into the professional rental market, okay? So now you're attracting professionals, you're attracting key workers, you're attracting security guards, you're attracting people that work for the NHS, people that work from the hospital, people that want to self-isolate, people that just want to be away from their families because they may work in high-risk areas. And then you've got contractors, builders, anybody moving, people that, you know, are in between, in transition. You've got people stuck in hotels. This works right now. Very, very easy to rent the rooms because it all comes down to price. Remember, should be 538. We're bringing them down to 450. It's a massive difference. It creates the attention, creates the interest quick, the desire. So that's 1,550 pounds. Okay? Anybody on here would like an extra 1,550 pounds a month? Just let me know if that's something that any of you guys would like. 1,550 pounds right now during the pandemic. Extra money? Fantastic. Okay. Now, how much did this deal cost us? This deal only cost us 1 month's rent to put down, okay? So to get that 1,550 a month, it costs us 1 month's rent to put down. So that is £850 in, okay? The deposit, we have only offered to pay 3 weeks rent, okay? We're not paying the 5 weeks rent. We're not paying all of that crap. We normally pay 2 weeks rent. Sometimes we pay no deposit. Right now we can get away with 3 weeks rent. So let's just do the 850 times 12 months equals that. Divide that by 52 weeks equals that. And let's times that by 3 weeks equals that. So 588. 58846. So it's actually £588 plus 850 is all we put down on this property, okay? Which is £1,438. £1,438, okay? That's what we put in to get into this deal. 6-bedroom, HMO, student property, fully licensed, all the bells and whistles, all the work's done, brand new carpets, brand new decoration, brand new beds, everything. We're going to make £1,550 net every single month. So we put in £1,438. That's all we're putting into this deal. And the deal is ours, that's it. Then every month we pay the rent, which is $850, okay? But remember, the second we rent this to our tenants, this is what comes in. This is what comes in. So we've just paid £1,500, right? We're going to collect 6 times 450. We're going to collect 2,700 in rent. So 2,700 in rent, which is 6 people paying 450. Okay, 2,700 coming in plus 2,700, which is 1 month's rent as a deposit. So we're going to collect 2,700 rent. We're going to collect 2,700 as a deposit. Okay, so in total we're collecting 5,400. In total we collect 5,400. Okay, we're paying out 1,438. So let's look at that. 5,400 comes in. We're paying out 1,438. So basically, to enter into this deal that is going to make us a net profit of £1,500 every single month, well, 1,550. We're going to have to put 1,438 in, and we get 5,400 back, which means it's a net income that we've been given, okay, that we've been given to enter into this deal, £3,962. So for us to make £1,550 a month, we're actually going to be getting £4,000 back. Does that make sense? So to enter into this deal, to make money from this deal that any of you guys can, this is renting a property and then re-renting it, subletting it ethically with consent, okay? You're given £4,000 to enter into this deal. So 1,438 leaves your bank account. 5,400 comes back from the tenants. That means you're now sitting on £4,000. So you put no money into the deal in the end, and you've got £4,000 in your account for doing this deal. Tell me, how many of these deals would you like to do? If everyone puts £4,000 into your bank account, as soon as you've entered into the deal and found the tenants, and then if it puts £1,500, well, 1,550 into your bank every single month as net profit, how many of these deals would you guys like to do? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. How many of these would you like to do? Remember, there's nothing for sale here, guys. We've got a private community I want you guys to go over to right now, where we can share. We share this 5 days a week. This is just one talk. 5 days a week I give this talk on different strategies, different deals, different things, okay? So definitely as many as you can, okay? So what I want all of you guys to do is to join this private group. It's completely free, and I share this 5 days a week, different deals. I look at your deals, I look at other people's deals, I share the deals that we've just done, okay? So there is money to be made, there is opportunities to be made. We don't charge anything at all for this, guys. You need to head over to propertycrashcourse.com. Just head over to the website, propertycrashcourse.com. This is one strategy out of 5 strategies that I share with you guys. And then as soon as you're inside, you get access to the private community where I stream these videos, okay? This is just one I'm doing out here for you guys, okay? We stream these in the community. There's 5 different talks in there waiting for you straight away. How to buy properties for £1. You probably think it's unbelievable. That's correct. That's the right address. propertycrashcourse.com. Just head over there, guys. Jump on the page, put your name, put your email in. It takes you straight inside a private group. It gives you 5 strategies. This is what's inside. How to buy a house for £1. You probably think it's madness, unheard of. But right now, we've done this in the aftermath of 2008 crash. You can buy a property for £1. Seems unbelievable, but when you get inside, you listen to that talk and you'll understand exactly how you can do the same. How to rent properties, student properties, HMOs up to 75% below the market rent. That is what I'm talking about with you guys right now, just scratching the surface, okay? It shows you how to find properties with £25,000 to £50,000 equity in that you're only putting £1 down for, okay? The 4th strategy is showing you how to buy properties today for £1, but you don't have to pay for them until later, way down the line, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. when they've made a lot more money, and then you pay for them then. But you've made a hell of a lot of money, okay? And then the other strategy is how to raise money, how to raise 4,000, 6,000, 9,000, even up to £14,000 from a property that you just rent. I just showed you, just scratched on the surface, that you'll be getting paid £4,000 to rent this property. I'm going to show you how you can do that on a much bigger scale and get up to £14,000 every time you do a deal. Every time you do a deal. Every time you do a deal. Every time you enter into a deal. That's on that page, guys. It's called propertycrashcourse.com. It's completely free, where I take you deep inside, give you 5 talks on those tactics, those strategies to help you guys, okay? Now, I really appreciate you sharing this, posting it on social, sharing it on here, on this platform, and I'll make sure that I do something extra for you guys. So you guys that shared this already, I want you to make sure you sent me your email, make sure you sent me how I can contact you, and I'll invite you onto something to give you guys a bit more value. We do this 5 days a week, okay? 5 days a week, right? Brilliant. Okay. So, does anybody else have any more questions? If you do, just post them in the chat window. I hope you got some value from this. Just let me know. Did anybody get any value from this? Was this valuable listening to this talk? Yeah, great show. Brilliant. Sebastian, really appreciate that. Did you get some value from this, guys? I really hope that you did. I hope that you shared some insights into one strategy that we use in my business, a strategy that you guys can go away and use right now in your business, or you can turn this into a business. So there's no excuses for you to not be ready to make money. Because when this pandemic is over, you want to be at when the lights go green, when this pandemic is over and everybody's allowed out and back to work, then you can obviously be in a Ferrari, ready, not bought a Ferrari, I mean you can be in a Ferrari, ready to put your foot on the gas and go, okay? Ready to put your foot on the gas and go. Instead of the people that have been sitting at home watching Netflix, doing their nails, just on social media, doing all that crap, and they've done nothing to prepare themselves, okay? Right now, I want you to make sure you go to that website, propertycrashcourse.com. I can give you more of this information, more help. It's completely free. There's nothing for sale. We don't sell courses or any of that crap. And then you're inside our private group. We've just created this private group this week for you guys, where we're helping every single one of you in there. You will find your own deals. You will bring some of those deals back to the community. You'll end up maybe needing some money for some of your bigger deals, which my company can put in. We'll do some deals together, some joint ventures together and things like that. So it's a brand new community we've created. Okay, guys? So I really appreciate your comments. One other thing as well. I have a business podcast. This will be on the podcast, okay? This episode will be on the podcast. That goes out 5 to 7 days a week as well. There's tactics, strategies, tools around business, property investment, entrepreneurship. So any of you guys want to listen to that when you're in the gym, well, if you can go back to the gym or anything like that, it's just Apple Podcast, okay? It's called It's Just Business. It's Just Business. So if you head over to Apple Podcast, it's called It's Just Business, obviously with myself, Ryan Otto, and 5 days a week. I also take you deep behind the scenes into tactics, strategies, how you guys can make more money right now, replace the average salary, and stop exchanging your time for money. I hope you got some value from this episode today. I would love to hear your thoughts, and all of you guys that are inside. I'm really excited to see you in that community, and I would love to know your thoughts. Okay, Sebastian, yeah. At least someone not trying to sell a course. I know, it's saturated. The market is saturated. We've been doing this I've been investing for 2 decades now, so that's 20 years. And it would be interesting to see if those guys that sell courses would actually just spend their time focusing on doing deals instead of sharing how to do deals instead of actually doing the deals. They would make a lot more money. So maybe that's a sign. Maybe that tells you something about these people that just sell courses. Maybe that says something. Okay. Anyway, I really appreciate all of you on here. Can't wait to see you inside the Property Crash Course. Those who can't do teach. Yeah, they really do. Okay. Can't wait to see you inside propertycrashcourse.com. And yeah, just give you guys more value. Have a lovely weekend. Okay, so this episode is all about how anybody right now can add or earn at least an additional £1,000 per calendar month to bring it into their business, to bring it into their household, to, feed their family or pay their bills, or even prevent their business from going bust if they need that cash flow right now. So I'm always asked by investors and property people and entrepreneurs and anybody else that we're working with right now, how can we make money from property right now? Okay. Now, lots of people think because of the pandemic, because of coronavirus, COVID-19, obviously it's a horrendous thing, which has, had a massive consequences throughout the whole of the world. And obviously we're still only just getting started. But for any of those guys or girls which are sat at home scratching their heads, not really knowing how they can make any more money right now, or maybe they're thinking that these things aren't possible, or maybe they just haven't had these ideas or insight, or they're even the type of people that need to see somebody else doing it, up close and personal, to give them the belief, to give them the confidence that they can also copy this strategy. They can also steal these secrets. They can also, make this a real success and make it work. So I actually learn like that. I need to see somebody else doing it. That's how I've always learned. Instead of just reading something about it, obviously I like to just read to get the idea initially, but then actually do it or see somebody else doing it. That's the way I've always learned. So this episode is for anybody who wants more money right now, an extra, £1,000 a month right now, which is achievable even during the pandemic. So I'm going to explain about, how this actually works, okay? Because this particular strategy, it's very, very simple, okay? It's a property strategy, but don't worry, you don't need to buy a single property, okay? And like I've been saying since around 2008, in the aftermath of the credit crunch, we used to rely on finance, we'd rely on banks, we'd rely on investors, we'd rely on bridging companies and private investors and everything else you can think of, friends, family, colleague, anybody who wanted to make money. We relied on those guys to use that money to buy property, okay? And then we would use the bank's money to go with that money. So then we had, then we could buy lots of properties, okay? When that was taken away around 2008, the credit crunch, the lack of finance, the lack of funding, no confidence in the market and everything else, it meant we had to find other ways to make money from property, but still being able to buy property or control property. So really from about 2008, we started to control property more, which is part of this particular strategy that I'm sharing with you guys right now. That works. We're in the pandemic in 2020, in the heart of the coronavirus. I mean, it could still get worse. We don't know when we're going to come out of this, but this is just to show you guys, from all of you guys and girls asking questions, is it still possible to make money from property right now? So this is living proof that we're doing it. We've just done one of these deals literally yesterday. So we're doing multiple of these deals right now. It's like a strategy that's working for us right now during the coronavirus, okay? So it's not as if we're just talking about it. This is actually what we're doing. So this is just documenting something that I've done, something that we're doing, something that works, something I can share with you guys, my audience, this community, my listeners, to bring you guys as much value as possible. And damn, I hope at least you give me a review, a 5-star review, for sharing this content with you guys. I'll keep bringing the answers, bringing the solutions, bringing the tactics, bringing the strategies, bringing everything that you guys need to just execute on to make money as long as you just give me a review. How about that? Just give me a nice 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, okay? I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so with that said, okay, as you can imagine right now in the pandemic, let's look at the holiday rental market, okay? The holiday rental market. This is very briefly somebody renting a property that's got it fully furnished, up and running, cutlery, microwaves, toasters, kettles, ironing board, bedding, linen, absolutely everything you could think of, which comes with a furnished holiday let. Now, anybody who's unsure what a furnished holiday let is, it's just very simply, just think of a hotel. Just think of a hotel. Everything is there that you need, you just bring your bag. Now, this is just, a furnished holiday let is simply a flat, a studio, a small house, a big house, a massive house, any residential property that's been set up like a hotel where guests can just check in for one night, 1 week, 1 month, okay? Just like a hotel. Now that's out of the way. If you can imagine right now, or well, let me explain. Instead of imagining, this is what's happened. Because the hospitality industry is basically closed, it's completely closed. It's not even legal to operate in the hospitality industry right now. Don't worry, this isn't illegal what I'm sharing with you guys right now, okay? So, as you can imagine, all of those landlords, all of those investors, all of those people have put their properties on the market, okay, got them ready as a furnished holiday let, and they was waiting for the season to start. The season hasn't started because of the pandemic, and these properties are doing what right now? Sitting empty, costing the landlords money, okay? So they're sitting empty right now, costing the landlords money. Now, it's been long enough for the landlords to know now that there's been no guests, there's been no bookings. Even Booking.com have cancelled all of the bookings from the 23rd of March, and they've also put restrictions on and limited, and, you know, there's been a period where they can't even accept any more bookings, okay? Now, that's Booking.com. Now, the other OTA is Airbnb. They've done more or less a similar thing, and right now they're closed, so you can't even book through Airbnb. And I think they just borrowed something like $2 billion to shore them up, to shore the company up, to keep them going, because that's all that they do. And I think they cut around about 25% of their workforce. So they're struggling right now, okay? It's not good that people are struggling, but all I'm trying to share with you guys is that brings opportunity. It brings change. It brings a transfer of wealth, okay? So if you just get into the flow of where that wealth is, you can direct some of that money, some of that income, some of that cash to you, okay? So I'm just trying to show you how you can get in front of some of that money, okay? It's exactly what we're doing right now in my business, okay? So those properties are empty right now. There's no prospect of when they'll even open up. Even so, I think the hospitality may open up as long as, you know, certain targets are met with the rate of the spread of the infection, as long as it stays lower, all these technical terms. Basically, as long as it doesn't get any worse and it only gets better with the coronavirus, then around about, what are we in now? June, July, a couple of months, then the holiday or hospitality market may open up, okay? Until then, these properties are sitting empty. Because they're sitting empty, those landlords are up for doing deals. Now, hold on a minute. You might think, if I do a deal with a landlord, how am I going to fill it? I'm going to give you that. Hold on a second, okay? So, we're searching online. We're searching the internet. We're shaking the trees, okay? So, where all the apples and all the fruits are falling off the trees, and then it's a landlord, or then it's an investor, or then it's an agent, or then it's someone who knows someone who's got a property that's sitting empty, and we're getting in front of those guys on the phone, of course, or, you know, social distancing and all of that jazz, and negotiating a deal with them, okay? Let me give you an example of some of the deals we've recently negotiated, okay? A 3-bedroom flat, which should rent for, on a local market rent, okay? It should rent for around about $1,700 without the bills. So include the bills, call it $2,000, okay? We got that, closed that deal, secured that deal for $1,350, including all of the bills. So let's say the bills are $300 approximately. It's come down from around $1,700 down to about £1,000 a month, just over, okay? Now that's nearly 50% off, or that more or less is 50% off, okay? You can't get these deals usually. You can only get them right now, okay? That's more or less 50% off, okay? Now that bridges the gap. It covers the costs, or as close as possible to the cost for the landlord during this period. Okay, that's for a month. And then what we do with that property is we run it as exactly as it is, a furnished holiday let. So we talk to the owner and say, we've got clients, we've got guests, we want to book it. We'll book it for this period. We just have to have consent that we can rotate the guests and put our own clients inside, which of course, not many are going to say no to that right now. Otherwise, the alternative is it just sits empty, costing them money. So do they want £1,350 per calendar month while it's empty, or do they not? It's very, very simple, okay? I haven't come across anybody who has said no to this offer yet, okay? And we're calling lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people, okay? So that property, now you're probably wondering, well, how do we find guests for that particular property? Now, right now, it's illegal because the hospitality industry is not open, okay? It's illegal to let people stay out of their house overnight. It's on the government website of all the guidelines and everything going on. That's not where we're about here. There is a way which works right now. I'm just about to share with you guys. Key workers are allowed to travel. Critical workers are allowed to travel. Construction workers, okay? So I'm not talking about NHS. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about anybody who's permitted to work right now. This is anybody. Security guards, okay? It could be somebody who even works in the superstore. It could be someone who deals with fire alarms. It could be somebody who's, I don't know, an emergency gas engineer. It could be somebody who's working for Southern Water. We've got some of those clients, okay? It could be somebody who works for British Gas or Transco, okay? Those guys are classed as critical workers, key workers, okay? So they can still work, they can still travel, they can still conduct their business, they can still go and stay in, well, any accommodation that's available because they're not going on a holiday, okay? We're not talking about tourists, we're not talking about guests, we're not talking about those travelers. I got into a lot of trouble potentially the other day about that, which I'll tell you all about in another episode, or you've already heard it. And yeah, so we don't do anything like that. We're talking about the people that are allowed to travel. These guys still need to travel, okay? Those guys can still book the properties. Those guys can still use the online travel agents. Those guys can still reply to your adverts on the internet that you can place on certain websites to advertise that property. So let me give you an example. £100 a night, which in this city where we are, and we're in multiple cities, so that's the average rate you can still achieve right now. When you multiply that by 30 days, okay, that's what, £3,000. That's a very, 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 very low rate. This time last year, we were getting up to £700 for one particular night. On a weekend, of course, and a certain type of property, okay? So £100 a night is you can easily achieve that, or that's achievable right now. Not easily, but it is achievable right now, okay? I'm talking 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms that can accommodate 4, 5, 6 people, okay? Contractors, you know, people traveling in larger groups that need accommodation, or even just 4 people, or even 2 people that want a bedroom each. It's still only £50 each if it's 2. If it's 4 people, it's £25 each, okay? If it's 6 people, it's not a lot of money at all for a property like that at £100 a month. Sorry, £100 a month. Yeah, I wish. £100 a night, okay? So that's £3,000 approximately for the month. When you're paying the $1,350 that I just shared with you guys that we actually paid for this particular property, yeah, is £1,650. That's gross profit, as long as you find the guests, you find the companies, you find the key workers, you find the contractors, you find the Southern Water workers, you find the gas engineers, the Transcos, the British Gas, you find the security guards, the SIA or SIR security guards, okay? That's your job. But for finding those guys, you have the opportunity to earn around about £1,650 a month by finding the properties at the right price, which you can by negotiating with landlords right now. Remember, they're sitting empty otherwise, and they're all set up and ready to go. And then you just do a better job of only targeting key workers, okay? Only targeting critical workers, only targeting gas engineers, only targeting people that work for Transco, British Gas, Southern Water, security guards, okay? Anybody who needs accommodation, which has, obviously, they're allowed to travel and they're working right now, okay? That's the market. Now, there's a multitude of ways that you can do that, and we do that. You can use Facebook adverts. You can use YouTube pre-roll adverts to find them. You can go into groups in certain cities that you have properties in. You can even post the advert on Facebook in certain groups, okay, that you got property for key workers. You can even post on websites like Gumtree, OpenRent, in the Friday ad, online, on certain forums. There's a magnitude of places that you can advertise your short-term rental property available. There's a multitude of them, okay? So let's look at the numbers again. $1,650 is a gross profit that you could make based on this particular deal as long as it's rented for those 30 days across the course of the month. Maybe you'll have a lower occupancy of maybe 20 nights, but maybe you'll have a higher nightly rate. It should balance itself around to be in the region of about £3,000 across the course of the month. You may get one company, you may get one group, you may get one company who stays for a week, you may get a company who stays for 2 weeks, you may get a company who stays for the full 30 days, you may get someone who stays just Sunday to Friday checkout. It just depends on where you are, but that's your job to add the value. When you add the value and find those guests, when you take your costs off, there's no booking fees, you've obviously got cleaning fees and a bit of admin, but from that £1,650, you can easily generate an extra £1,000 every single month while you're doing this. Now, depending on where you are, you may think, I could do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of these right now, because there's a very, very short window of opportunity for you guys to get as many as you can right now, because this window is only open now. Soon, when everything gets better, this will go away. So the margins will get tighter. The landlords won't be, that open to accepting 50% off of the market rent when everything is back to normal, if we ever go back to normal, okay? So there's a timeline on this. That's when it can be used, which is right now. So I want all of you guys, if you're looking for extra money, to really give this some thought and start to have a look on the internet, look at some property prices and look at the ones that have towels on the bed. The ones that have towels on the bed, they have microwaves, they're fully furnished, okay? You can see in the pictures, there's dining sets on the table. You can see, obviously, the towels on the bed is the trick that tells you this is or was a furnished holiday let. Those are the ones you want to be targeting, okay? If you don't do this right now, like I just said, there's a very small window of opportunity. So if you want to make money from property right now without buying a property, without owning a property, you're just controlling it, and all you're doing is paying one rent, and then you're collecting a much higher rent from somebody else. So it's very simple. It's rental arbitrage. No more than that. You pay over here $1,350 and you collect approximately £3,000 across the course of the month, every single month, and then it's rental arbitrage. Your $3,000 comes in, you pay them the $1,650 and the $1,350, and you get to collect the gross $1,650. Now those numbers do change, they do fluctuate based on how good you are, how fast you can fill it, and how many nights your guests book. But this is the opportunity right now. This works, guys. This works. Let me tell you about another deal that we did, okay? At the same time, 2 on the same day, which was yesterday, okay? Now, is another one. It was $1,375. Now, this one is a 3-bedroom house. It has parking. It has an integral garage. It has a garden, so it's got outside space. It's right in the city center in a prime location. It's on 3 floors. It's a townhouse, and it would usually rent for around about $2,000 to a local market rent, okay, that particular property with the bills. However, as a furnished holiday rental in that city where we already have multiple deals, we know that in reality last year from June, July, August, September, in those 4 months in the high season, okay, that property on average would have been rented for around £5,000 every single month. Now, I'm not saying we'll get £5,000 a month for it right now because the market's completely different, but we would get £3,000 a month for that property as well. So we pay $1,375, let's just say $1,400. It will generate around about £3,000. That leaves about £1,600 gross every single month. Okay, we've done 2 of those deals on the same day. One was a 3-bedroom flat right by the seafront. One is a 3-bedroom townhouse right by the seafront. Those 2 deals there alone, between them, each month will generate somewhere in the region of, well, about £3,000 profit, gross profit, just between those 2 at the end of the month. So if you're looking for ways to make money right now, if you're unsure of how to make money right now, this episode should have given you enough information, enough insight for you to hopefully have that aha moment, for you to see other people are doing this and making this work right now. We've been doing this for a very long time, and I'm sharing the tactics and strategies that would probably take you maybe a decade to learn on your own, okay? So this works right now in the UK. I know many of you guys are in other parts of the world, especially America. We've got a very large audience. Again, there's different licensing rules and tenancy rules and laws and regulations in your own country, okay? But England, this works right now. But I would say this also works in America, where you are right now, and all of you guys in other countries. Just look at the local laws and look at the margins and look at the arbitrage, and then look at the restrictions from the government and see who can stay and travel. Then look and see where the cities are and where people are, where key workers are, where contractors are, where there's still industry, or there's some certain markets where they're allowed to work, so there's still demand for people to be there to build construction and security and key workers and critical workers and everything else like that. And then look in those cities. Then just look at the numbers. This can be done very quickly on the back of a cigarette packet, okay? You can have a look at how much they're asking for the rent, how many are on. If there's lots on, you know you can get a much better deal. If there's not a lot of properties on, then you know that the prices will still probably be quite high. However, you won't know until you ask the landlord the question. Look at your numbers, work backwards, and see where your maximum offer is if the property is advertised above the price that you're prepared to pay, okay? So just look at what you think you could achieve, look at where you would need that property to be at, and then just make them an offer. Yes, I can see, Mr. Landlord, your property is advertised at £2,000 a month fully furnished, which I understand would work, maybe 6 months ago. But right now, the best I could do is £1,200 a month or even £1,300 a month. If that's something that would work for you, fully furnished, inclusive of all the bills, I'd like to rent it or book it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Right now, during this pandemic, here's my phone number. Let's discuss this further, okay? If you get, say, 10 of those out every single day to local landlords, okay, you will get some response. You will get some inquiries. You will get some landlords calling you, wanting to do some deals with you to find out more. And it's very simple. You're renting it from them at one rate. You've got permission so you can rotate your own guests, and then you re-rent it at another rate. It's that simple, okay? So there's money to be made right now in property. You don't need to have masses of experience. You don't need to have masses of money. You don't need to have, unlimited time. You just need to find the properties, rent them from the landlords, work out a mutually beneficial deal with the landlords. Remember, most of these are giving their properties away right now. We're getting some deals just under 75% below the market rent. This deal I just shared with you was 50% below the market rent. Another deal I just shared with you was just under 50% below the market rent. I could go all day long sharing with you guys right now about this was 2,000, we got it for 1,200. This was 3,500, we got it for 1,100. This was 2,000, we got it for 1,350. This was just over 2,000, we got it for 1,375. I could reel off lots and lots and lots and lots of different deals, which are all around, on average, about 30 to 60% below the market rent. It's very simple. It's rental arbitrage. It works right now. You don't need to have a degree to do this. If you're looking for ways to bring more money into your household right now, this is how you do it. Okay, guys? If you have any questions, if you want to find out more about this, I'm happy to help you guys. I've got a completely free resource that you could go to where you can ask me questions exactly about this, but you got to be quick because this works right now, okay? All you need to do is go onto Facebook. I have a community on there, a brand new group I've just created during the coronavirus. Okay, I've just created it. It's facebook.com, of course, /groups/property crash course. You go there, you join, you ask me any question you want about this and any other tactic or anything else you need to make money from property right now. And my promise is I give that to you. There's nothing for sale. It's completely free. Just here to help you guys make money right now, to just get some money coming into your household, just to keep feeding your family, just to keep the wolves from the door, just to maybe shore up your business that might have cash flow challenges, or if you just want to increase the amount of money you're making right now, because right now, the largest transfer of wealth is happening right now. So you need this right now, okay? I would love to hear your thoughts. He's a #1 Amazon bestseller. He's an NLP manipulator. He's a property course seller. He's a Lamborghini driving multi-millionaire property guru. Forget that same old boring I am me narcissistic podcast format, because nobody gives a f***. This podcast is all about you. So I'm taking these few seconds to thank you for subscribing, to thank you for leaving your 5-star reviews, and thank you for sharing this show with all of your friends. My team and I will keep bringing you these episodes and answering all of your burning questions in my Facebook community group called Property Crash Course. If you can just keep telling all of your friends about this show.